Clover Health has been beat down pretty brutally, but what if that's not the case for much longer? Let's read about why this is happening. Let's talk about where I think this stock could be headed in the coming year and a variety of other factors. Make sure to watch to the very end of this video so you don't miss any of the analysis that I'm going to be talking about today with CLOV. If you guys want to pick up a free stock with the investing app Public, check out the link down in the description below. When you guys sign up using our link, not only do you support the channel, but you also will be able to get a free stock if you deposit only $1, and that stock will be consisting of one of a great selection of companies that you can choose from. But other than that, guys, let's get right into this video. Alrighty guys, here we are with Clover Health Investments, ticker symbol CLOV, sitting at about $8.07 here, down just about 7 cents or about 0.80% on the day. This was the intraday trading session of August 6th, which was the Friday, of course, after this video is being filmed. This video will be going up on a Sunday though, but the market's closed on the weekend anyways, so there's no new price action to really look at yet. We're going to be doing some technical analysis towards the end of this video, but what I really want to talk about here is that a lot of people online, I've noticed there's a lot of talk and chatter right now about Clover Health and why it's falling, why it's dropping so significantly, and why it has not been able to really get on a good uptrend for now what it seems like days and even months. CLOV has just been beaten down so heavily. We did see a kind of a bit of a squeeze in terms of, not really a squeeze, but more of a squeeze type of price action in the early parts of the year when there was kind of a fiasco going on with GameStop and of course with AMC. Clover Health has a significant amount of short interest, and short squeezes are not really out of the equation for CLOV. That being said, CLOV has fallen significantly from the prices that it was at previously. It reached all the way up to the 20s to the even low 30s level at one point during this year. But the real question is, when will CLOV reverse? When will there be a reversal of this negative downward trend that Clover Health has been experiencing for quite some time now? And this article here is what I wanted to talk about because I think it brings some light to that, and of course I'll give my own opinion on it as well, and we'll talk a little bit about it. But let's dive into it. What is stopping CLOV stock from going to the moon? CLOV enthusiasts still look forward to the next short squeeze, but the stock has been trading lower since early June. Wall Street memes look at what may be stopping the stock from going to the moon. Clover Health stock finished the month of July almost 35% lower, despite elevated short interest and a strong ape community determined to bet against short sellers. There's been no sign of a short squeeze recently. Wall Street memes takes a closer look at what might be keeping CLOV from the moon. Okay, recent results. Clover reported first quarter earnings on May 17th, and it looks like the company still has work to do. Although the stock rallied to a peak of $22 per share happening after earnings, the results themselves have been mixed at best. Despite delivering 18% growth in memberships and $200 million in revenue in the most recent fiscal quarter, about 21% growth from the previous, Clover also reported an EPS miss of about 2 cents against Wall Street's expected 11-cent loss. It did not help that revenue guidance for the next period slightly missed consensus as well. So what that's basically saying, of course, is there is a lot of mixed results coming out of CLOV right now. A lot of people look at this as a growth stock, but unfortunately, CLOV has been putting up a lot of different numbers. It's putting up good ones as far as membership growth and new people signing on and revenue, but of course, it's also putting up some mixed stuff as far as overall EPS stuff and some more technical stuff, for more traditional finance metrics that you would use to evaluate companies, right? They haven't been putting up the most amazing numbers yet. Wall Street is not impressed, like I just said. The most recent Wall Street research reports have not been bullish. The latest analysts from Wall Street on CLOV were 2 downgrades from neutral to sell. Some of the skepticism appears to be related to the company's financial performance. Most recently, analyst Lisa Gill of JP Morgan lowered the target price from $15 to $9 after first quarter results. According to her, Clover lowered most guidance metrics, including reducing the number of beneficiaries aligned under the direct contracting program in 2021 by 50%. The direct contracting program is something that Clover is pushing forward very hard right now because it's kind of new in the space that they're operating in. It's very experimental, but they have had pretty decent success with it so far as the growth goes with it, but a lot of analysts are looking at it from more of a negative perspective here and not really anticipating much more growth, if not much success, I guess, overall to kind of fit into the company and bring the company, make it worth more of a higher valuation, basically. The second bear was Bank of America's Kevin Fischbeck. In June, the analyst placed a target price of $10, claiming that the fundamentals no longer supported valuations due to the stock's exposure on social media. The silver lining, he believed that Clover is likely to outgrow the Medicare Advantage market. And then the rest of this article just kind of goes over that. The Kevin Fischbeck price target, I think is very interesting in the way he kind of talked about it, was that it basically social media kind of ruined the valuation, at least in the short term, of Clover Health. And I almost agree. I mean, Clover Health, as far as valuation goes, it will make sense, 100%. This is a growth stock with great numbers, great revenue reports, and great membership growth. There's still some things that need to be worked out on the Wall Street kind of analyzation side of things. But again, any company to begin with has a lot of naysayers and doubts and doubters, and this happens, right, where we see not the most amazing results to begin with. But again, any company that's great will work on those long-term, fix them, and of course, become great long-term. I still think that Clover Health has a lot of potential over the next year or maybe even couple of years to do great things and to continue to grow and expand its business, and hopefully the valuation will eventually rise. It makes sense. But for now, we are in kind of a strange time where after these huge rallies kind of dictated by retail frenzies and social media frenzies of people buying the stock gets too high. It's not able to support that level because it's already broken through, several resistance levels in the first place. The technicals won't allow for it, and the fundamentals unfortunately don't really allow for it either. So again, these stocks are going to massively correct, and that's what we saw with CLOV. And even Chamath put out a report saying that most investors could lose their money if they bought at these high levels of what he was calling a short squeeze at the time. This is important, guys, because this kind of dictates a lot of what CLOV has gone through. And as far as what it's going to do in the future, we're in a kind of a consolidation period right now. Let's hop into the technical analysis here on TradingView. This is what we've seen. We'll go to the 1 month here. This is what we've seen over the past month for Clover Health. We'll go further. We'll even go out to several months. This is back to the original squeeze that we saw, all the way up to about $30 here. Massive pullback down, correction down to about $11 per share, and the lowest we've gone since is kind of around the $7 level here, $6 level. We're continuing to grind lower and lower, but we're also right about here is where it stopped. We're now in kind of a consolidation period where there's not much going on here as far as price action goes. A little bit up on some days, a little bit down on others. But again, there's not much movement. And if anything, and if you ask me, I think what really needs to happen is more catalysts and more pieces of news need to come out. They need to happen in order to get this stock kind of awake again, because volume is slowly kind of decreasing on the stock, as well as overall interest. There's just not a lot going on with the price right now for any big or major large movements. If there is a restart or a rekindling of the short squeeze interest that we saw on social media not too long ago, this could be a kind of a catalyst for a reignition of the stock. But again, that's patience. That's going to take time in order for that to even happen. If that even happens at all, it's not even guaranteed. But overall, I think from a fundamental aspect, this company makes sense to me long term. It may take a while for it to consolidate and kind of get in the groove of things. The other thing about this consolidation pattern we're in right now, this is where a lot of the big whales in this stock are buying. They're buying at these levels because they know they're stable and they don't move too much, so they're not uncomfortable getting in at these prices because they know that likely they're getting a decent deal. That's what I've noticed with most of the whales that I've seen on Twitter, Reddit, or anywhere else on some of these scanners that you can use to see them. But overall, guys, this is what Clover Health is doing right now. It may take some time for it to make more sense from the valuation standpoint, getting into the higher valuations, and of course the stock price going up as well. But that's going to take time. And it's all about patience with this kind of stuff, guys. And we'll be watching CLOV very closely, so make sure you subscribe. But other than that, guys, that is pretty much it for Clover Health. I hope for a new thumbs up today. Please like the video, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video like this. If you guys want to pick up a free stock with Public, hit our link down in the description below. It's a great social investing network that you can follow a bunch of your favorite investors, ourselves included. We keep up with what we're buying, what we're selling, and what our thoughts are on the current market. But of course, guys, that is all I have for you guys today. I'm Kyle with Finance Bro. Take it easy.